my makeup artist, Danaya, and I'll put her link in the description down below. She's awesome makeup artist. So she's gonna highlight and contour me. We're gonna bake, get you that really nice glow, and yeah, so let's go. So we're using Givenchy 6P01 as the, what is that?
Your concealer.
A concealer, yeah. To me, when you're gonna do any type of highlight, you need a really good concealer. So let's go ahead and start
This is one
that.
of the best in the market. So look up a little bit for me, Rich. He seems to have a little bit of.
Yeah, you see, I love a good concealer like that.
And I like to do the little triangle method. Some people can do the swooping method. Remember, when you're highlighting, the biggest part is you want to highlight the areas that you want to bring out.
I noticed that, like, on a guy's face, do not do that Nike check mark. On a guy's face, it needs to be more structured, right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, because we do have different faces. Like, you notice my face is very round. And so anyone can highlight and contour, but there's different faces and specific ways to highlight and contour for that specific face. There's square faces, round faces.
And Rich, you have a very big round face.
Oh, that's new. I never put highlight there before.
You always should highlight above your cupid's. Oh. And then we're going to take the second highlight I'm going to put, just to bring a little more brightness into it, is the Maybelline New York Highlighting Concealer. This is in the color Fair Claire, number 15. Just a little bit under the eyes to brighten it, just a little more. I believe you can never be too highlighted.
So in this video, we're going to use a mixture of high-end products like Chanel and Givenchy, and then we're going to use mass-market products such as like Maybelline and e.l.f. and things of that nature. So we're going to mix it up. It doesn't always have to be expensive makeup. We're going to show you what it can do.
Yes, you can definitely achieve the same look with the drugstore makeup brand. Just make sure when you're doing that, you really work quickly so your under eye doesn't wrinkle. And you're getting it under the under eye. Now, if you want to make your face look wider, when you highlight, you pull the highlight all the way out. Because Rich has big cheeks already, we don't want to pull them out. So we're just going to go a little bit right here. And the trick to making your nose look thinner is to bring it all the way up to your bridge. Rich has a big nose, in case you hadn't.
That's a good beauty blender. Show that off.
Yeah, my beauty blender is faithful. She's been through hell and back.
That beauty blender has been on everyone's face in Houston who is somebody. That is a legendary beauty blender.
I wouldn't know what to do without her.
When did you get it?
Like 4 years ago, I think, or 3 years ago when the beauty blender actually came out.
The original.
So, and I have other ones, but she's just my favorite. Should call her Old Yellard. Okay, so you see how that's blended? And you want to make sure, look up a little bit. There, you don't crease underneath your eyes. There you go. Just go down the nose a little bit to blend. Blend the forehead. Now, the Maybelline product is a little drier, so you do have to work a little quicker. With mattifying products, you do want to blend them out quicker because they will dry on your face and they become harder to work with. So for instance, now we're going to take our highlighting powder, which we're going to use, which is MAC Studio Fix.
What number is that?
NC35.
NC35, yeah, that's kind of that was my original color when I didn't really know how to do makeup. I would just use that all over my face. Now I take it a step darker and use it as a highlight.
So we're going to just use it with our beauty blender, grab it, a little bit of the powder, dab, 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 and then grab it here, which is really, to me, it's not super highlighted. You want to make sure that, look up, you want to get underneath that eye area so it doesn't wrinkle.
Now, if you see that there, that's just natural. Like, I've always had that. And most people do have a little
puffiness
line showing most of the time.
You can always correct that.
But the more makeup you put on,
yes,
the less you see it.
Yes. In the words of another YouTuber, just put the powder on, honey.
Who says that?
Patrick Starr.
Just put the powder on, honey.
Yeah, he loves to
put the powder on, honey.
He loves to layer the powders, baby. But for a flawless face.
I can see a highlight already.
Yeah. So then just lay it on. There's never too much you can layer on because when you're baking, what you're doing is letting the your oils and your skin and the foundation all cook with inside the powder you're setting to look more luminous, more natural. Although, if I was highlighting you the way I wanted, we wouldn't look natural. We'd look like a drag queen.
I love a good old deep highlight. When I sit here and I do videos for them, I always do a deep highlight. I just love it so much.
Okay.
I was raised by drag queens.
So now we're going to take your Studio Fix number 42 and just dust the rest of your face with our powder brush.
That's the darker tone.
Yes, this is your darker tone. With your brush, I'm not sure what number this is, but as you can tell, it's just a flat brush. Just a powder brush. Just dab, just blend it. Just put it in all the areas that we didn't really put any highlight. And you can go ahead and blend here too, so that way it doesn't, because you can reapply highlight to bake.
Ooh, I can see my color coming through.
And then when we're done with this, we'll put an all-over face powder to set it. Okay. Just to make it a little bit brighter, we're going to use the Mehron, just a little bit, not too much. So take it, pour a little bit out on the top. That's enough.
So this is a trick of the trade that I use. I always request a white powder, which is the Mehron Super White. And a lot of like theatrical people use it on stage, but too much of it can go very bad. So I just request a very light amount under here. And it's very inexpensive. I'll put the link in the description. But just dab a little bit on and you just let it bake in there into your skin and you have a beautiful highlight.
And it's very smooth. One thing about Mehron powders is they're very smooth. They're made for theatrical looks, so they're very, very smooth. They're very setting. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah, that's why I just use just a little bit of it, not too much.
I think I've had my Super White for like 5 years. And I pay like $11 for a tub that's huge.
Yeah, $11 will last you the rest of your life, actually.
We're just going to leave this on for a few minutes, about 3 to 5 minutes, and let them bake. While you're doing this, you can go ahead and contour. You can do your eyes. A lot of people do their eyes before, so just let your face bake so that way your oils can naturally mix in with the powders. We're going to use this Wet n Wild Duo. You can actually buy this at Walgreens. I recommend it's a fabulous duo for contouring and highlight. Gives you a yellow tone and gives you the darker tone. It's about $6-7. Or Walmart, Walgreens, wherever. So, normally when people learn to contour, I tell them to make a fish face. So can you make a fish face? And what you want to do is you want to contour within the cheekbones. As you see, Rich has very good cheeks here. So you really don't need to contour too much. He has that. You just want to... What you're doing is defining his cheekbones. So you're just going to go from the outer ear and a motion. There you go. And because he has such a thick face, what I want to do is I actually want to bring it down to the jaw. So I'm going to go
you see that? Motion. It's going down.
So
it's not like that, like a woman.
Yes.
It's going down for a man.
So we're giving him that definition here. Look at those cheeks, honey. Look at those cheeks. And just blend the entire face a little bit so that way you don't see a line. It's okay. Give his cheeks a little bronzeness. See that? Nothing crazy. Turn the other way for me. Just dab. Same thing here.
And see, when I wear makeup, I'm only wearing it just for a couple hours. I don't need a full day.
So we're gonna lift his little head just a little bit here. And you do want to take it and just make your forehead a little bit smaller without getting glitter everywhere from his fabulous crown. Okay. Brush. We're using the MAC 187 brush to contour. I love a stippling brush because to me, it blends very good. So you can take this and just go down the nose just a bit. And then a trick of mine that a good friend of mine who's probably the best makeup artist in the drag industry, her name is Coco Van Cartier. She grabs it and pinches the nose to blend it just a bit.
I see, because I always like using traditional makeup skills with the mixture of drag makeup skills to get my overall look. And because, like I said, I was raised by drag queens, so I combine bits and pieces there with traditional makeup skills and to get my overall look. I've always have done that. Whether it be techniques like using mascara to make your eyebrows darker, just things like that. They're not really traditional ways of doing makeup, but this is stuff I picked up along the way.
Then we're just going to contour his jawline just a little bit. A male always has a very defined jawline, so you don't need to really take away anything from him. You just want to define it a little bit more. Make sure you're blending so you don't really see any lines. Even though you haven't blended the entire face, I do like to make sure you're blended so you don't see everything going on here. Use circular motions And the stippling brush is actually fabulous for that. So a lot of people use it for foundation before the Beauty Blender came out. A lot of people at MAC still use it for that. So we're just gonna go back this way and take away a little bit of the jaw. Not too much. Remember, a male always has a very defined jaw. So just define that area just a bit. Nothing crazy. Just to give him a little more contour, we're gonna bronze it up a little bit more in the corner, because remember, a well-defined cheek is always defined in the corner. And to me, baby, you can never have too much highlight and too much contour. So the darker you go in the corner, the more prominent, as you notice his cheek is really popping there. You can blend it away just a bit. And remember, go down. Blend and go down. Blend and go down. Okay, the other side. Pat it in there just a bit. I like to pat, then blend it. And just for fun, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna try this little yellow here as a highlight powder, just a little more to add a little more baking up there. Look up. Oh, yes. Talk about highlighted.
Wow.
Yes.
Woo.
This is the perfect highlight powder. And you know, a lot of you makeup artists out there in YouTube land love Ben Nye's Banana. This is a very, very close alternative and much probably cheaper than Banana. Banana can be kind of expensive nowadays. Okay, now don't forget, we got to cut the cheek just to make sure it does look a little good. So we're going to take from right under where we highlighted and pull in the cheek. Okay, just a little bit so we can cut a little bit more, and we do let that bake. Okay, then because we don't want so much cheek to show, we will blend it off just a bit. Remember, when you contour, the purpose of contouring is hiding things you don't want to see. So if you want to look skinnier, bring your contour in. If you want to look thicker, don't contour as much. More natural, don't contour as much.
Okay, guys, so we're going to take a little break. I'm going to let the makeup set in and bake for a little bit, and we'll be right back.
All right, so we're back, and we're going to just blend off the face. And something I like to do when we blend is to take just a natural setting powder to help blend his entire face. So this is one of my favorite. It's a Gucci. Oh, it's so beautiful, the packaging. This is just a normal Gucci foundation powder, blending powder. The color is cinnamon, I believe. No, actually, sorry. This is Gucci Face number 060. I was thinking of the wrong one. And this is a satin powder, so it's going to make him very matte. And we're going to use my MAC 136 brush. Alright, which is just a big fluffy blending brush. You can use any brush you have. Just dab, grab it, and just blend his face off. And the reason I like to do this is because he is a guy, and I know he doesn't mind wearing makeup, but we don't want such a crazy dramatic look on him, especially if we're going out and about. He can't be more painted than me. That'd be a problem. So we just take it and we cut those. Blend, blend, blend. Just a little blend, 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 blend. Grab the powder, dab, blend. And just go in circular motions when you're blending. So that way, you see as I'm blending that line, so that way we don't have any harsh lines. And especially on camera and underneath this bright light, you can see any lines. So you do want to blend very well. In the camera, just say looking in the camera. As you can see, he's pretty highlighted. So we're gonna do, just to make the contour stand out a little bit more, just take the contour here and use it to blend within that highlight. And then we're gonna take our fabulous Jeffree Star product and give him a shimmer, honey. Because in my world, you can never have too much shimmer. Okay. So then we are going to take this Jeffree Star, which everyone is raving about. This is the color King Tut. We're going to just take a normal simple fan brush. This is just a normal fan brush. Now, you don't really have to do this. Rich calls this a red carpet look, but we're going to give him the red carpet look today. Just take the fan brush and just highlight the upper areas of the cheek. Yes, you see that little glow? You can never have too much glow. Never in my world. Turn this way. And this does seem to, one thing I've noticed about the Jeffree Star, it does seem to have a little bit of fallout sometimes. So careful when you're using it. Now, go ahead along your nose just a little bit. And your Cupid's bow right here to make sure your lips stand out. And now for ladies, even some men, they love to wear blush. You can use blush, you can do whatever you want. If not, I like to take another brush and just go through my face and make sure that I'm blended. Just make sure everything is really nice.
Alright guys, so that was the overall look of how to bake, highlight, contour your face for a guy. Now, basically, this is what I like to call my red carpet look. It is very glam. It is very chic. I love it so much. As for my eyebrows, we did not do that in this video, or a lip. We didn't do this. Usually for the lips, I don't do anything for my lips, actually. But for my eyebrows, I do define them a little more. But this video was specifically for highlight, contour, and baking process. I really hope you enjoyed it and you learned something. And I'll see you next video. Peace.